Hello Taurus, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. We're looking at all three sides of the connection. We've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it. The concept being that there are three sides to every story. So we're looking at your perspective, their perspective, and this higher level unbiased perspective in the middle, this middle section. And the purpose of it is to look at the deeper purpose of the connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. As I do in all of my readings, I've pulled the overall energy and clarified those messages, as well as the overall theme for the reading, which we'll jump into in just a second. But I still have a different tarot deck I'll be pulling from for each side of the connection, as well as the advice deck I'll be using to close out the reading in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So please do remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. And on that note, the whole reading can be reversed. If that is the case for you, that's totally fine and totally normal. Again, the point is to take what helps, leave what doesn't. All right, Taurus. On your side of this connection, you have Wild Card with the Three of Swords. I feel as if there is a lot that feels very up in the air about this connection. It feels like you're not really sure how things are going to play out or what things are going to look like at the end of the day. And this Three of Swords is an indication that there is some heartbreak going on, some pain that I feel you're experiencing because of it. Now, this wild card energy can also feel just like in general, very unpredictable. Maybe this person has a tendency to be very unpredictable. You don't really know what they're thinking or feeling. And I feel like it's always going to be very confusing, right? When you're trying to figure out how someone feels or what's going to happen. And I feel like you're kind of stuck in a way, like a little bit of a limbo period here with this connection. Now, this person has mirroring with the Six of Cups. So this is an interesting energy because where there is mirroring, I mean, all of our relationships are a mirror of us, right? Our relationships with other people are a direct reflection of our relationship with ourselves. But where there is mirroring, there is projection. And this person, I feel like, is projecting a lot of their past onto you and onto this connection. So if they've been betrayed in the past, they're coming from this place of like expecting betrayal. So therefore, they're going to try to push the connection away in order not to get hurt, or there could be so many different things there in so many ways that could manifest. But I do feel like this person's past and the things that they have been through are directly affecting this person's decision making in this connection. Very much like they're being driven by their wounds here. And maybe that's why the energy is so unpredictable to you, is because maybe it's really hard for you to understand like why they do the things they do, or where, they're coming from. And I feel like a lot of it doesn't really have anything to do with you. That doesn't make it less painful, but it can certainly help the perspective. Now, in between the connection, you do have fate with the Star here. I feel like you and this person were definitely fated to meet. Like, this is one of those connections that has a very deep purpose in your life. And with the Star, it kind of feels like some really deep healing on like a cellular level. It almost feels like it's like this connection and the way that it has cracked you open in a way. It's like diving into those deeper wounds, pulling them to the surface. So I definitely feel like what is happening in this connection in a way was like destined to happen. But I'm sure there's more to the story than that. Now, the overall theme of the reading is you deserve love. You are lovable. Now, when we're dealing with people who struggle with their own wounding, who struggle with their past, who struggle with, just in general, who struggle, and they bring those struggles into the connection and they treat us poorly or they hurt us in some way, it can make us feel as if it has something to do with us. We'll start to wonder, do we deserve this? Did we deserve the way that this person is treating us? Or is there something that makes us not good enough to be treated well by someone or by this person. And a lot of times this way, I feel like it's important to know that like they're struggling with their own projections from their own past. So their wounding is very present and very much making decisions here. So let's start, Taurus, with your side of this connection. That's just the overall energy. So let's dive a little bit deeper into the story. This is for Taurus's energy toward the person they are dealing with. I feel like this connection did very much break you open here, Taurus. All right, let's see. The Tower. Yeah, I could have told you that happened. So something went down in this connection, this Tower. And I feel like it was very unexpected. Yeah, because again, you have that unpredictable kind of energy. It's like, I feel like you were like, well, this wasn't on my bingo card, or like something like that. I didn't expect this to happen, or something like that. Because here you are, Queen of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. But here you are, and it feels like you put, and I've put quite a bit of effort into this connection. And I feel like that's why it feels a little bit like being blindsided in a way, which makes plenty of sense. Yeah, there's the Ten of Swords. So betrayal, abandonment, illusions being shattered. Like, this is some pretty intense energy. And I feel, like I said, with this wild card, that it's like, yeah, you didn't see this coming. You didn't see this coming. And I feel like it's affecting you on a pretty deep level here with this Three of Swords. Let's get more here. This is for Taurus's side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. The Seven of Cups. So yeah, you, I feel like, are overwhelmed, confused, not sure what to do. And I feel like, yeah, because there's the Hermit, there's the Three of Swords. I feel like, you know, the Seven of Cups. See how he's kind of wearing a mask here? I feel like masks came off. True colors were revealed. And like this Hermit, to me, it's like shining a light on the truth or shining the light on something. And you have this Three of Swords. Masks came off. True colors shined through. And I feel like what you were left with was a lot of heartbreak. Very unexpected heartbreak. Here, Taurus. And I feel like, but again, I still get this feeling that this is a very, like, intentional experience for you. And I feel like we'll get more of that when we kind of get into their energy. Right now, I feel like I'm more seeing the impact of something this person did. So I don't have the full story. I only have the way that you feel right now. Taurus's side of the connection towards the person they are dealing with. The Five of Pentacles. And then the Ten of Swords. I mean, there's this feeling of loss. I mean, this is freaking painful, Taurus. My God. Because here, yeah, you have the Five of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords. I'm going to get a little nosy. I want to see if I can gather what this Ten of Swords is. Betrayed, abandoned. It's this feeling of loss. That's maybe why things are up in the air. Oh, okay. The three of, okay, yeah. The Ten of Swords is the three. I mean, that makes sense. It's like, so there's something this person did that led to this Three of Swords and led to feeling as if you've lost this connection. What the heck? What the heck happened? Okay, I'm gonna get more on this person's energy, because this is intense. Those are a lot of really heavy energies. Okay, this person's energy toward Taurus. What does this person, or what does Taurus need to know about this person's energy toward them? Doesn't give me a whole lot of information. You have the Tower, which is the first card that came out for you. Oh, there's the Seven of Swords. So dishonesty. What went down here, Taurus? What went down here? I'm getting nosy. I don't know if I'm going to be able to bring forth, I mean, something very karmic. Yeah, okay. That's way too much. But I mean, there's a Six of Cups, the Star, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, Four of Cups in reverse, Six of Wands. Okay. I feel like the best way to break down this story is to look at, because I feel like a big part is you're trying to figure out maybe like why they would do this or where this person was coming from. And I think that just based on like the Six of Cups energy, right? Six of Cups, the mirroring. It doesn't feel as if what happened here was like, I don't think intentional is the right word. You know that saying, hurt people, right? It doesn't feel like this person set out to hurt you. It feels as if this person is very driven by unhealed wounds and a lack of growth and healing in their life. And that causes, again, them to lead with their wounding. And I feel like they've kind of got their own karmic thing going on here. But because of the way that this dynamic is like structured, the energy, the way that the energies align, since there is deep mirroring here, the way that this person is projecting their own wounding is bringing up your wounding. So it feels as if like if they're coming from, they've been abandoned in the past. Well, the way that they then act is going to be to protect themselves from abandonment. So whatever that looks like, sabotage in whatever way, keeping you at a distance, whatever. That's then going to turn around and make you, feel abandoned or betrayed. Bring up those wounds of abandonment, those wounds of betrayal. Even though the root of this person's actions isn't you or doesn't have anything to do with you. It has to do with where they're coming from, with their past. So their past and what they've experienced in their past is the primary reason for the way that they acted here. And I feel like that's why you have this overall theme of you deserve love, is because the way that this person acted isn't a reflection of what you deserve, right? And I think a lot of times when people treat us poorly, we can, like I said, kind of jump to, I must be deserving of this in some way, especially if we've been hurt a lot over and over again, we can start to believe that we're deserving of it. And I think that what you need to understand, and what Spirit's trying to bring forth in this reading, is that the way that this person acted and the things that they did and the way that they hurt you has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them and their own past. and how that is affecting, because there's projection, right? So there's, if we don't heal, we will project. We'll project our wounding onto others. A healthy reciprocal relationship is made up of two people who can come together and who have worked on themselves, worked through their wounds, who are self-aware, and who are able to not make their wounds the other person's problem, who don't throw this at the feet of the other person and say, this is yours to carry, this is yours to deal with. But instead, both people working on themselves and supporting each other in that process. But if you're dealing with someone who isn't growing, isn't doing the work, isn't changing, or taking accountability or any of those things, what you're going to get stuck with is someone who is living in a world of their wounds, their past repeating itself, like a self-fulfilling prophecy kind of thing. So if they come from a past of being hurt, they're going to do, like, of being abandoned or betrayed, it's like they do things to prove that correct. I don't know, it's interesting. It's like they go into this connection like this connection's going to fail, or I'm not good enough for this connection, or whatever the case is. When in reality, I feel like you were really willing to make this work here. So I get why you were blindsided. I feel like this person kind of maybe flipped a switch on you out of nowhere. All right, this person's energy toward Taurus. And there it is, the Nine of Cups and the Devil. It's like, and then there's the Page of Wands in reverse, and then there is the Six of Cups. So it feels like they have, like, it's like they have this desire, had this desire for this connection to work. I feel like they came into this, not with the intention to hurt you, but with the intention of making this work. But then this devil energy got in the way. This devil energy. Now, the devil isn't, I'm not saying it's something or someone else, but really their own demons. Like, their own demons got in the way of this. I often talk about how, people deep down, we all desire intimate human connection. We all desire to be seen, heard, loved, and valued for who we truly are. But so many of us have been taught that vulnerability leads to pain. So over time, we learn, instead of being vulnerable, I'm going to figure out what I can do to not get hurt, because I've been hurt so much in the past. And it feels like that's kind of where their decisions and their actions were coming from, was from this place of, what can I do to not get hurt, even though that ended up hurting you. And I think that, with this Page of Wands in reverse and the Six of Cups here, this is an indication that there's, like, inner child wounding, that there's a lot going on in this person's world, mind, soul, that doesn't justify their actions. I'm not saying that the way that they acted or the things that they did is okay by any means. I'm just saying that didn't have anything to do with you, or what you're worth, or what your value is, or what you're capable of experiencing in love and in your relationships. It's just that the way that they acted is bringing up your own wounding too. Abandonment wounding, betrayal wounding, whatever the case might be. So I feel like the biggest message in this is that what this person did isn't okay. I'm not sitting here saying, feel bad for them, feel sorry for them. I'm not trying to justify anything. But I don't feel like this was a person who was trying to hurt you. I feel like this is a person who is flailing and who is acting from this place of trying not to get hurt themselves, because they haven't dealt with any of their wounding from the past. So I hope that makes sense, because it's kind of complicated, because it's like, well, if they wanted to make this connection work, why didn't they just do the work on themselves? Well, that's because people are terrified of seeing themselves for who they really are. They don't want to face the things about themselves that they don't like. And when someone comes along and wants to get close to them, that's going to trigger these insecurities of I don't like myself and I don't want to face myself, so I'm going to do something to keep you very far away from me so that you don't see who I really am. Those are those inner demons that start to drive the decision. So I don't know. I feel like this person, like, sounds a little cliche, but I do feel like they have a lot of demons. A lot of demons that they are not dealing with, but instead projecting. You know, I used to be the queen of projection in my relationships. I never dealt with any of my trauma. I never dealt with any of my hurt. I never took accountability for anything. And it was always victim mentality and trying to protect myself, and my wounding driving the decision making. And that didn't get me very far. And it led to a lot of really failed, really unfortunate relationships. And through those relationships, after, like, you know, you've been through so many, I had to start to look at myself, and I was like, okay, well, I'm the common denominator in all of these failed relationships. So obviously I could blame other people all day long, but I gotta look at myself. I gotta see what's going on here. And when I did that is when I started to really understand that I was never trying to hurt other people, but I was so hurt and so stuck in my world of hurt that my primary goal was very self-serving, because it was, how can I protect myself at all costs? I want love, I desire love, I want that closeness, but I'm terrified of it. So when it gets close, I freak out and I push it away and I sabotage and I hurt others because I don't know how to be vulnerable. That was where I was coming from. I started doing some healing, recognizing this, and then I ended up on the other side of things, where I started attracting wounded people, and I would say, I see you, I get it, I've been there. It doesn't have to be this way. And I try to fix, save, and heal others, and you know, I was consistently getting hurt by hurt people, and eventually I was able to get to a place of basically being capable of giving and receiving love in a healthy manner. And I mention this because I do have empathy for these types of people in relationships. That doesn't mean I accept it, and that doesn't mean that it's okay, but I get what it's like to be so driven by your wounding that you don't know any other way in relationships. And so I think that that's where you kind of have to understand, like, you know, unconditional love and empathy for other people. It's like, yes, I understand you and I get where you're coming from, but I'm not going to tolerate that behavior because this isn't what I deserve. And I feel like that's what Spirit's trying to help you understand, is you have to separate what you're deserving of in love and what happened here from your worth and your value. You have to separate what this person did from what you're deserving of love and your worth and your value, because it was absolutely no reflection of you, but a reflection of them and their lack of healing and their lack of growth. And that doesn't make it okay, but it certainly can help in the healing process to understand that there's so much more to it than just this person hurting you. This person's energy toward Taurus. I think that that's the hardest thing I've had to learn in relationships, is understanding people who lack the capacity to give and receive love in a healthy manner, but understanding at the same time I had to set boundaries and distance myself from those people so that I didn't get hurt. This person's energy toward Taurus. The Judgment. Ooh. Judgment with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So there's that karmic thing. This is a weird message. What does Taurus need to know? Oh, their karma is going to come. Okay, yeah. Because here's the Ten of Swords, right? This is this Ten of Swords that they did to you. You have this Judgment, you have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. I think that it's easy to, you know, for me, I dealt with people who would hurt me and then, like, move on with their life as if nothing ever happened. And I'd be like, how the hell does this person consistently, like, how do they get off unscathed, right? After all this pain that they caused me. And I think I've learned that people who are hurting, people who hurt other people are hurting And they're never going to find that peace and that happiness and that fulfillment until they heal, grow, evolve. And it makes it a lot easier to kind of let go of the anger and resentment that I have toward the people who have hurt me. Because the more that I hold on to that anger and that resentment, the more that I'm reminded of that pain and the more that I relive it. And when we learn to kind of understand that someone who is hurting and someone who hurt others, like, you literally have to get to this point where you're like, I am no longer going to be a casualty in your war with yourself. I'm removing myself from your, lack of capacity to love. I'm removing yourself from your inner battle, from your inner war. And I think that that's the only, because we can't change other people, right? We can't save, fix, heal, or change other people. The only thing we can do is make sure that we are protected. And I think that, especially with this being a little bit of a blind side, I do understand how it can be like, well, how can I protect myself if I had no idea this was coming? And I think that, that's kind of part of like this connection was meant to elicit some deeper healing in your life, because this person is bringing really deep wounds of yours to the surface to be addressed and faced and healed. And that might be why this has been so painful and such a dark connection for you, is because I think that there is a deeper, like, spiritual purpose for what's going on here. That doesn't mean that, like, you need to be grateful for it and that you just need to be so, over the top excited about what's happening. That just means that, I've certainly learned that in my time of being betrayed and being hurt and going through dark periods in my life, the more that I can take on the mentality of this is happening for me, not to me, the more that I heal, grow, and expand and ultimately attract better for myself. And so I'm not saying it from this position of you aren't a victim or that you deserved any of this. I'm saying it from this position of, this is happening in some way to help you evolve in your own journey so that you can attract better relationships, more love, more peace, more abundance for yourself. So in between this connection, you have fate with the star. We're going to hop on over to the extended. I'm going to dive deeper into these messages, and we're looking at what is the deeper purpose of the connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align with your higher self. Thank you so much, Taurus, for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things that you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Taurus.